Hello everyone, welcome back to day 14 lecture of how to learn DevOps and cloud computing in 50 days. As part of today's lecture, we are going to integrate SonarQube with GitHub Actions in order to automate code quality scan. And we will also go ahead and then create quality gates in SonarQube, and then we will go ahead and then implement automated checkpoints in the CI/CD workflow in order to enforce quality gates. So before we get started, let's try to understand the workflow. So as you can see in this diagram, we have our Java web app configured in GitHub, and we are going to create CI/CD workflow using GitHub Actions, and we are going to integrate SonarQube in order to automate code quality scan. And then we will also go ahead and then create quality gate in SonarQube, and then we will also configure some conditions in the quality gate so that you can pass or fail the build based on the conditions. All right. So yeah, it's a very simple real-time use case scenario. Awesome. So now let's go ahead with the implementation. All right. So if you look at the prerequisites, yes, you need to have SonarQube up and running. So this is a SonarQube that I have configured. So this is actually running in AWS Cloud. And then we also need to have our Java project configured. So this is a Java project that we are going to implement CI/CD workflow. So as part of previous lecture, we have already implemented CI/CD workflow in order to deploy this Java web app inside Tomcat web container. So we are going to continue, expand this workflow. And then you need to have Tomcat up and running, and then Tomcat credentials needs to be configured inside GitHub repository. So this is the Tomcat EC2 instance, which is already up and running. And then we have already configured, a Tomcat username and password as part of secrets. So we have already done that over here so that you can actually see here. So now let's go ahead with the implementation. So how are we going to integrate SonarQube with GitHub Actions? So I'm going to take you guys to Marketplace first. So let's go to GitHub Actions Marketplace. So this is the GitHub Actions Marketplace. So we wanted to integrate with SonarQube. So let's go ahead and then search for SonarQube here. Wow. So as you can see here, there are so many ways you can integrate SonarQube using GitHub Actions. But let me actually, click on this one. So you can see here, right? So we also see this check mark. So this confirms that, this is like, official way of integrating. And then you can also see here, this is provided by SonarSource, which is nothing but, the founder of SonarQube software. So now let's actually, browse through this page. So if you look at this page, this actually provides us the sample code for integrating SonarQube using GitHub Actions. So all we have to do is, use this tag, and then you can actually create two variables, one for Sonar token as secret, and then one for Sonar host URL, and then that's it, right? So not a problem. I have already, created a sample code over here. So this is what actually we are going to use in order to integrate with SonarQube using GitHub Actions. And then you can also, pass your project key as well as organization ID as well. So now let's actually, log into SonarQube because we need to create token. So I already logged in as administrator in SonarQube. So I'm going to go ahead and then create, token first. So let me go here, go to my account, go to security. So let me go ahead and then create a token. So I'm going to give this name and then, select global analysis token from the drop down and then go ahead and then click on generate. So again, right, based on the password policy in your company, you can, choose to expire your tokens. Click on generate. Awesome. You see here. So that's a token, right? So let me actually copy this token. Let's get into our GitHub. So under actions, we need to add a repository secret. So click on new repository secret. So let's create a Sonar token secret and then paste the value and then click on add secret. And then let's add one more secret. Again, you can add this as a secret, or you can also add as a variable as well. I'm talking about Sonar host URL. Not a problem. I'm going to add this as a secret. So the URL of the SonarQube, right? So don't pass anything after port number 9000. Click on add secret. Fantastic. So we have created two secrets. Okay. Fantastic. So now let's get back to the code. Let's modify our workflow. I know we have already, integrated with Tomcat, but I'm going to do that right before that because we have to perform code scan before we actually deploy our application into a Tomcat server, right? So let's actually start with the SonarQube integration, and then we will actually talk about Quality Gate. Okay, so let's do one by one. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then start implementing the code. I'm going to say name SonarQube scan, and then I'm going to say users, and we have to provide our tag. So I'm going to simply copy and paste. Okay, perfect. And then with so that is nothing but the current directory, right? Okay, and then let's go ahead and then pass these two environment variables, right? Copy and paste this code. So basically we have stored our Sonar token as well as Sonar host URL as secrets. And then let's also actually update our Tomcat URL as well. So before I save this, let me just update Tomcat URL as well. Since I have restarted Tomcat, so I need to update the URL. Okay, so the Tomcat URL also got updated. So I think we are good with this. Now let's go ahead and then save this. So this should actually trigger the CI/CD workflow, and we should be able to integrate with SonarQube here. So let's find out. Let me go ahead and then commit changes. Click on commit changes. So let's find out. Wow, so we actually see some issues here. So this is the error message that we are actually getting during SonarQube scanning. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do, let's quickly troubleshoot this one. So I'm going to simply copy this error message. Let's actually go to ChatGPT. So let's paste this. Okay, so it says that SonarQube is expecting compiled java.class files, but it cannot find them. So Sonar scanner sees obviously .java files, but it has no binary files to analyze. Okay. All right. So they also, giving us a fix here as well. Okay. I see here, they are actually passing Java binaries. Okay. So which is cool. I think let's try to pass that, arguments. Okay. So let me copy that one. So let's go back to the code. So -t. Okay, I know we are actually using Ubuntu. So let's try to put asterisks. Okay. So I think this should, take care of it. Let's commit changes. I'm going to say here, fix for Sonar scan. Let's see. Okay. Wow. So all gone through. So let's quickly go to SonarQube and then find out the projects. Wow. So we can see here our project got scanned, and so we are seeing some issues. Okay. So I'll come back to the quality gate in a minute, but we can clearly see here, GitHub Actions was able to scan. So we can clearly see here, GitHub Actions was able to, integrate with SonarQube in order to scan our Java source code. So which is fantastic. And you can clearly see here, let's actually click on the issue, right? Let me click on the number here. Okay, there you go. So I do have some Java code. So obviously you can clearly see here. So this is a good error, right? So if you see here, I just, wrote this method. So this is taking, string as a parameter, but you can see here, it's trying to get the length, and then obviously, you would definitely get, null pointer exception, right? There you go. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, so actually we are able to So yeah, so we are able to integrate, you know, so yes. So yes, we are able to integrate with, SonarQube in order to scan our Java source code. So let's continue expanding our workflow. So let me take you guys back to the code. So basically, we are able to integrate with SonarQube. So that's wonderful. So let's move forward. So the next step is, we just need to, integrate with SonarQube. So the next task is, we need to integrate with SonarQube. Okay, so we are able to integrate with SonarQube. So now the next thing is we need to create quality gate, and then we have to add some conditions in the quality gate, and then we can just make sure that whether the build is failing or passing depending on the conditions in the quality gate. So how do you create a code for integrating with SonarQube to perform quality gate check? So let me take you guys to marketplace. So let's go to GitHub Actions marketplace, and then let's just type for quality gate here. Okay, so let's actually click on this link, and you can clearly see here, so there's a check mark. So that is actually provided by Sonar source itself. There you go, guys. So that's the sample code right there in order to perform quality gate check. There you go. So not a problem. I have already created the code in notes. So what we are going to do, let's actually go ahead and then copy and paste. So let me go ahead and then add this code. I will definitely explain. So that's the name of the step. That's the ID. And then obviously we are using this tag. Okay. And then this one we are actually giving, like 5 minutes to perform scanning. That is actually more than enough. And then obviously, we are actually reading, Sonar token as well as SonarQube URL as secrets. And then last but not the least, we also need to show the output of the quality gate execution. So let's also add this piece of code. So that's a piece of code for checking quality gate with the SonarQube. But before I save this file, let's quickly go to SonarQube just to make sure that we have our quality gate configured. I know we have done this exercise by integrating with Jenkins, but let's quickly go ahead and then create a quality gate. So I'm going to say my quality gate here, create it, and then let's unlock it. Let's apply our projects, and then you can add conditions. So let me try to add some conditions on overall code. Not a problem. Issues. Greater than 2. Add conditions. Okay. And then very importantly, we also need to make sure that, make that quality gate as a default quality gate. Wonderful. So I guess that's it. Okay, so our quality gate is configured. Not a problem. Now let's go back to our code. Now let's go ahead and then, commit our code changes for my Java web app. Perfect. Click on commit. So go to actions. Wow. So as you can see here, SonarQube scan was success, right? But quality gate condition got failed. That is exactly what we wanted. Why? Because if I can take you back to the dashboard for our project, wow, you can see here, right? So remember, I have created a quality gate. I have added a condition on overall code. So you can see here one open issues, isn't it? There you go, right? So when there's an issue with the code, so obviously, it is going to fail. So that's the issue right there. So now let's quickly do one thing, right? Let's see if we can actually fix this issue. And then let's see, what it is going to do. So I understand, we have a code coverage and all. So that would be difficult to add, code coverage check. But at least, we can fix some issues here. Right? And then we can also modify our quality gate as well. So there you go. So these are all the conditions, right? Okay, so let me go back to the code. So you can see here, I know this is bad code. I purposely added. So I'm going to remove this and commit changes. I'm going to say one defect got fixed. I know build is going to run. That's fine. And then let me also check my my other code as well. So if I can take you guys back over here, so you can see here title tag was missing, right? So let me try to add some title. Okay. And then we will also add okay. We're adding that doc type. And then we already have this one. Let's see, I'm going to say fixed some defects, commit changes. Let's see. Wow. Quality gate passed. Let's go back to SonarQube, click on projects. There you go, guys. So as you can see here, there are no open issues, right? So yes, guys, so this is how, guys, you can integrate SonarQube from GitHub Actions in order to implement automated checkpoints in your CI/CD workflow.